Morning everyone, it is day 10 of his training, his 11th day on the farm, and it's saddle day, so we're just heading to the round pen. Caroline's bringing the saddle. We're going to go in, we'll have a bit of a plan, do some flexing, loosen him up a little bit of desensitising with the rope again, and we're just going to go in with the saddle and we'll put it on. We'll approach and retreat a couple of times with the numner, and then we'll see how we get on with the saddle. It's always helpful if we know what's going to happen. So at the minute we've got Caroline putting the numner and the saddle on the gate. I'm going to give him a few flexes like I've just said. We might do a little bit of direction and change the direction, just get him engaged, get him on the thinking side of the brain. We will then approach with the numner a couple of times. We might get a reaction, we might not, but the aim is to get the numner on his back, and then we'll come back with the saddle once he's settled with the numner. Now when we put the saddle on, there's just a small chance he might have a bit of a fit, but we've got to get it on and get the girth up nice and snug before he if he decides to go into that little tantrum. And then all we're waiting for is one or two things. If he has the tantrum, we're waiting for him to stop. Once he stops, we might remove the saddle. If there's no tantrum and he's happy to just have it on his back, we're just going to leave him in the round pen for an hour or two. When I approached yesterday and he was moving off, put his feet to work a little bit, and he'll begin to realise that the best thing for him to do and the easiest thing is to just stand still. I'll come in with a voiceover now. If you notice where I've got his head, it's always tipped towards me. If he wants to decide to move, like now, the only way his back end can go is away from me, and that's why we have the head tipped towards us. Approaching with the saddle, he's moving his feet, so I'm not going to take that saddle away. If I think to myself, oh God, he's moving, I'm going to take the saddle away, I've just taught him a really bad habit of moving away from the saddle. So again, we're going to approach with the saddle, he's moving, go with him. As soon as he stops moving his feet, we take the saddle away. It's only a little bit away, but the fact that it's gone away is helpful to us, and it lets him know that the best thing to do for that saddle to go away is to stop moving. So we've got the saddle on now, we're just going to give it a little wiggle, move it a little tiny bit, because this saddle obviously once it's fitted it's going to move about a little tiny bit. I'm quite happy with that now. Now coming up in a minute is the most critical part of putting a saddle on, and it's the girth. So we've got two choices. I can either drop it down from the side that I'm on now, so I'll reach across and drop it down, or I can leave go, I can walk around the front and I can place the girth down. I'm not going to let go of him. There's no way I'm letting his head go forward at this stage, so we're just going to let that girth drop. So he's quite happy there. Loads of reassurance at this point. This is the only time I'll go slow at doing anything. Most of the time, if you creep around your horse all the time, then you're going to make your horse nervous. If you're a little bit energetic and boisterous around them, then you make them bomb-proof. So I need to make sure that this girth is on as soon as possible and is a nice snug fit, because if he decides to bolt, then I don't want that slipping round under his belly. We're in serious trouble if that happens. Without the saddle, we've now got to use that and help us in this moment in time to get him back onto the thinking side of his brain, so he's not reactive with the saddle on his back. release him now in here in the round pen, and he's going to stay in here for an hour or so with the saddle on his back. I want him to get used to it. I want him to know that no matter what he does, he's not going to buck that saddle off. We'll come back in an hour or two. We're on the yard all day. I've picked today because I know we're both free. We're both on the yard. We can keep our eye on him. We'll bring him a bucket of water. We'll bring him some haylage, and he'll be quite happy to stay in here for an hour or so just to get used to the saddle. So it'll be a short one today, short video, and we'll come back later. We'll take the saddle off, and that's him for the day. So we'll see you in a short while. He's had a bit of time with the saddle on today, so quite simply we're just going to take it off now, and we'll give him the rest of the day off.